Alright, I finally got my little vlog mic. Look at me, I'm a real vlogger now. So, welcome to a more casual setup than what you might be used to. My name is Amber Gatlin, and I'm going to kind of walk you through what I'm doing to prepare for my very first art pop-up. My cat is going crazy. So, I am in the midst of building a business for my art. And, sir, Homer, you can play with the paper later, okay? Homer, wanna come sit in my lap? Such a good boy. My original plan was to launch this fall, but I saw this flyer up in my neighborhood for an Open Studios art event, and it looked pretty easy and cheap to sign up, so I went ahead and sent in my information. It's called Greenpoint Open Studios, and the whole idea is that artists across Greenpoint open up their studios so that they can kind of walk in, stop by, talk to the artist, get to know them a little bit and their work. I don't have a physical studio, so I'm going to go to a cafe for this open studio weekend and kind of treat it like a pop-up. I'm gonna have a booth. I'm gonna bring my original paintings. I'll have prints. I'm gonna try to make some stickers. So I'm about 2.5 weeks out from the event, and I have a lot to get done. No, 2 days ago. 2 days ago, I worked on airbrushing the photos of my paintings. I work with acrylic paint, and I have so I work with acrylic on canvas, and I varnish it at the end to give it a nice shine, but there's a lot of glares and like textural bumps that show up in my photos right now. So I'm having to go in on Procreate and kind of smooth that out and color correct things just a little bit, and I finally did that the other day, so I'm gonna get some prints made, and I have high hopes for how they will turn out. I did go to an art fair a few days ago. It's called the Other Art Fair. It was in Gowanus Park Slope area, I think, and it was awesome. It was like the coolest, hippest place to be as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it was huge. They had all kinds of artists. It must have been at least 50, 60 artists, I would say. I'm not really sure. And I just had such a fun time looking at everything and seeing all the artists and being able to visualize myself doing this same kind of a thing. And it really seems so daunting and nerve-wracking, honestly, to like have a booth and just have to stand by your work and say, yeah, this is me, take it or leave it, and people will stop or they don't, they walk past, they smile or they don't. I mean, it seems kind of like a social nightmare, so I'm a little nervous, but I did meet some very nice artists. Their names were Emily and Kate. Shout out to them, and their work was absolutely stunning. I really, really love both of their styles. Um, M works in oil and Kate works in acrylic and oil, which was really inspiring for me as an acrylic artist. I was like, oh, maybe I can do both, because I really wanted to try oil, but I've been a little nervous about that. But they were so nice and so encouraging, and they were like, yeah, the art community is so welcoming, like just start, just dive in there and I'm sure it'll turn out great. This is what New York is for, like a place where people come and they're like, I'm gonna chase my dreams and I'm just gonna like be the person who I want to be, and I'm going to take the risk and try to live the most beautiful, adventurous life. And that is what the city gives you, like every single time. I mean, I can go out of my house and have an adventure every single day. Now, I don't do that because I would die and my social battery is about this big, but still, like knowing that I can is really cool. Anyway, so I had a really good time, and it's really helped me to hone in on trying to take this event seriously as like a first time art market, even though that's not really what it is. Like, there's no guarantee that people are going to come to buy things. I think a lot of people will be there just to kind of look around and get to know the artists. But still, I'm gonna go ahead and like have things to sell if people want to buy it. I'm gonna get some stickers ordered through this company I found. It's called, I think, Sticker Mountain. It's a US-based company, and I can tell by their website that they're very, very dedicated to sustainability and being carbon neutral, which is really great. They were a little hard to find, but now that I found them, I'm like, yeah, I think this might be the place. Because their prices don't seem too bad too. Ugh, it's the first time using this mic. I'm so excited about it. Look, I love it. I feel like a real YouTuber now. It's great. Also, thank you so much to all of my subscribers who are cheering me on as I go through this. I see you guys supporting me and giving me your enthusiasm and your love, and I just really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So yeah, I will see you when I see you. Alrighty, so it's currently about 3:30 and I've only seemed to get 2 things done, but they were 2 big things, so that's worth something. Did some social media stuff in the morning, and then I went to EV Fine Art Prints and got some prints made of my toad. And we looked at getting the kitty cat printed as well, but the image just isn't really capturing the... there's something about the original that isn't really coming across in the images that I've been editing. And I think it has a lot to do with my photography. So Brian from EV actually offered to photograph my originals. So I think that'll make a big difference, and I'm very excited to see how they turn out. These are like high quality Giclée, I think he pronounced it, Giclée prints. He described to me that the reason Giclée is different is because the ink is actually sprayed on in very tiny dots, which makes it more, I guess, vibrant and more color accurate, I guess. I'm not really sure, but they look great and I'm very excited. So the plan is to try to finish up the snake today because my next day off is Monday. So that's when I will go with my finished snake, my teapot, and my kitty cat, get them all photographed and made prints so that they can all be ready to go by the time the event happens on the 31st. So yeah, we've got big plans. It's a lot of things to do. I've also got to do laundry today, but I do believe that I'm gonna make it happen and also hopefully do stickers at some point. But yeah, the goal of today is to get some scales on this snake and finish up whatever needs to be done. I did find some nice gel pens that I think are going to be right on the money as far as color and texture for what I need for these scales. So yeah, today's the day that I face my fear and try to do these scales. So let's see how it goes. Hello. So this is Monday of next week. I think the last time I talked to you guys was last Monday, and I had a lot of big plans and big ambitious goals for what the week was going to hold for me, and I gotta say I did not meet all of them, but that's okay. I've got about 2 weeks until Greenpoint Open Studios, and today I'm going to get 3 more of my originals photographed and start making prints of those. I thought one of them would be my snake painting, but these scales, man, they're just taking me a long time. Yeah, I've sunk at least maybe 5 or 6 hours into it already, and I don't even think I'm a third of the way done. But I am really liking how it's coming out. I can just show you how it's going. I don't know if you can see, but they're slightly like holographic. I spent a lot of time in the art store trying out different gel pens. I knew I wasn't about to try to do it in paint, like that would just be insane. I don't even know how I would begin to do that. And I've worked with markers and other things before on paintings, like I'm not too precious about that. So I got myself a little ballpoint gel pen, and it looks very green and sparkly. Like from the cap you would think it was going to be a really green sparkly pen, but it was actually like the perfect shiny light blue that I wanted. So I'm very happy with the color. I've already started to mess up a little bit, so it's going to take some going in and microscopically like color matching and fixing the places where I messed up on the marker, but overall it's not going too poorly. I'm very happy with how it's going to look. And I'll definitely get it done within these 2 weeks. The question is now whether I'm still going to have time to work on my larger Yasmin painting, because ideally I would like to work on that larger painting while I'm at the event, but a couple of things have to happen before I'm able to do that. I have to get in touch with Lucas and make sure that it's okay for me to be taking up all of this extra space, because it's one thing to have a table and be selling things at your table. It's another thing to have a table and also have a very large easel and have another table to be used for your paint supplies and all of that. So I have to get permission to do that and make sure that he's okay with giving me that real estate. And I have to spend the time working on the painting and getting the difficult parts looking okay, i.e. her face. Painting faces is very difficult, especially with acrylic, and I haven't done it too often. So I have to get her face looking right, and honestly, if I'm spending all this time on this snake in these next 2 weeks, I just don't know how much time I'm going to have. My hope is that I'll really find a groove with it and just kind of knock it out, and then I'll focus on Yasmin, and then by the time the event comes, I can focus on the easy part. And the easy part, I think, is going to be painting her big pot sculptures, because the lines and at least on the more zebra looking one, like the brown and white one, which I guess you don't know what I'm talking about yet, but it's going to almost feel like a paint by number. Like that's how crisp these lines and definitions are on the sculptures, and I think it's going to be really striking once it's done. So that'll be like the easy part. But honestly, there's a part of me that's like, why even bother trying to paint at this thing? Like, you're gonna be so socially stressed out trying to meet all these people and talk about your work to new faces and old friends who come by. There's a part of me that's like, maybe I just shouldn't mess with it. But I think, I'll have a car on the day of, hopefully. I actually have to double check on that too, but it won't be that difficult to transport everything I need. And even if I decide day of, like, oh, well, maybe this isn't the vibe, maybe I should just socialize and prioritize making friends and talking with people who might want to buy my art, then that'll be okay too. I'm not holding myself to these crazy expectations. Like, yes, these are things that I would like to happen, but if in the moment it feels too weird and too stressful, then I'll just let it go. It's not that big a deal. So yeah, I will check in with you guys again soon. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel once again, and we will see how this first pop-up of mine goes. Okay, hello everyone, just some closing remarks. I did get some paintings re-photographed this morning, and I have to say it went so well. He showed me the test print, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know these paintings could look this good in print. Like, having him photograph it with the polarizers really made such a big difference. Like, I could see the vibrancy and the detail that I just hadn't seen in the recreations of the photos that I had taken. But it really just got rid of all of the glares and the shadows that came from the natural light. I was so impressed. Like, really. I think it's gonna make all the difference. And like I said, the snake isn't done. So what I did is I decided to bring the ghost painting instead, and I think I'm going to print that one on the matte bamboo. Oh, was it hemp or bamboo? I think he said hemp, and I wanted the bamboo. You know what? It doesn't matter, because they're both sustainable options, and they both looked great, so it's fine. But either way, I think the ghost makes sense to have on the matte paper because I didn't varnish that painting. Because, yeah, I don't know, something about the nice, like, fall, soft, matte feel of it felt right. And I think that's going to carry over onto a nice matte print. And then the rest of them will be on glossy finish paper, and they look so good. And I have to decide on prices and everything. And I saw my friend Yasmin this morning, who is the ceramicist that is featured in my big portrait painting. It's her and her two sculptures, and I was able to grab coffee with her today, and we made a game plan for how many pieces she's going to be bringing to feature at the table. And she's gonna come and help me set up, so she'll actually be there, which I think will be really exciting for people to come and like meet the subject of my painting. Like, how cool is that? So yeah, I hope if you are in the neighborhood, you can come out to Greenpoint Open Studios on May 31st and June 1st. It's from 12 to 6. I will be at For the Record, and I do think I'm going to be painting live. I'm so spitty today. Yeah, I'm a little nervous about it, like I said, because I'm not really sure how well I'm gonna navigate the like social aspect of having to paint and also mingle and also sell my things. But I think with Yasmin being there in person, at least on the first day, that'll give me enough moral support and assistance and help to be able to navigate those things. So yeah, I'm excited to do it, and I am being patient with myself because even today, I've done so much today. I did photographing prints, photographing paintings, I did coffee with Yasmin, and I got my nails done with the girlies. Look at these sassy nails. I love them. I'm obsessed. I feel like a little witch. It's very fun. And then we got dinner, and it was just a really nice day off. And I'm back at work tomorrow, and I feel like my options are either stay up late working on this painting tonight or wake up early and work on it, or both. I kind of feel like I'm in the home stretch of like it's now or never working on these paintings, but I don't know. I honestly think, you know, between the YouTube video that I have to edit and all this other stuff, I'm probably just going to curl in bed, work on my YouTube things, and watch Hilda, which is like my comfort cartoon show right now. It's on Netflix if you haven't checked it out. It's great! Such a big fan. And there's a movie. The movie's great too. Okay, well, that's all for now. I will talk to you guys very soon. I think we'll check in one more time before this actual event, and hopefully I will have stickers, I will have the Venmo QR code, I will have the printed bio, I will have prints, I will have all of these things. But, for now, one day at a time. Thanks for checking in. Bye.